Thought I'd do a quick update, see what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks while I've been not doing car stuff. Finally got the car trailer fixed. Ended up pilfing the springs out of my boat trailer, as it was a bit easier to recenter and reset one axle instead of doing both. While I was at it, I gave it a $50 rattle can Rico. I've had this for about 4 or 5 years. I think it's about 5 years. I got the frame off a mate of mine, did some work on a car for him in return for the frame of the trailer. I can tell you it didn't have much when I got it. This winch mount was actually mounted there and there, which was far too far back. Couldn't get a car on properly with the weight going down on the ball of the tow vehicle, which I found out the very first time I had to use it, which I was 180 k's away from home when I loaded up the car, and it was a butt-puckering trip the whole way back. I could only do a maximum of 60 k an hour without the trailer threatening to loop around on me. It was very, very sketchy. If it wasn't for the fact I was so far away, I wouldn't have done it. But, you know, hey, we do sketchy shit at times and we get away with it, so no harm, no foul. The colour I sprayed it is copper bronze, which, you know, it's not perfect, but it looks a lot better than it did with its frickin' raw metal rusting. You know, looked pretty average. When I got it, it had 5-stud Ford pattern rims on it. No brakes at all. This checker plate was actually on the floor. Now it's got 6-stud decent hubs on it. Brakes. Like, I've fully redone this thing. Braced the axle using what was it, 5 by 40 or 3 by 40, I can't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it was, angle. Braced the entire axle to give it some extra strength. The entire floor pan of the trailer, the floor isn't actually there as a structural part, it's just part of the ceiling of the floor, like so I can use it as an actual trailer as well as a car trailer, because I added all these braces the whole way down, so these actually carry the weight of the car, and then cross braced it through the guts, so the entire structure of the trailer isn't actually tied in with the floor. Like, I used this for about 2 years just as it was without putting a floor in it. Eventually I put a floor in it because I got sick of bloody falling through the holes, and I needed it to transport some shit that needed to be secured from road debris. So yeah, I finally put a floor on it. Like most car trailers, the floor would be made from like 5mm minimum checker plate, and usually steel. This is only 3mm alloy and 3mm steel. I use steel at this part to not only give the weight area of the vehicle, like the front end, a bit more bracing, but also to help balance out the trailer. I added these quite neat little alloy toolboxes, which were like, I think they were like 120 bucks a pair off of eBay delivered. I'll put the steel checker plate in this area, so as that like this, the exhaust and cat pipes and shit of cars can just slide up over without getting caught on anything or tearing the alloy. Added a roller there for in case I've got the cable has to come down over that. I added this entire section when I first built it as a step down to make the approach angle less steep, so I don't need as long a ramps, and to enable loading of lowered cars a bit better. Rewired the whole thing. Use these handy little tail lights. They're like $7 each off of eBay, and the bonus is that the LEDs in them are actually coloured, so if ever you crack a lens, they're still technically legal. Plus they've got reverse lights built in, which is very handy. The ramps didn't come with ramps, so I made these up with I think it's 20 by 40 rectangular hollow and 20 by 20 angle, and they're good and stiff. I've had a lot of weight on them in the past and they don't flex. Very simple, easy to make, and they work really good. I just added this tube today while I've been fucking around doing a few other things trying to get it done, as a stop, so as that the front wheels of the cars can't drop off the edge here, because I've had that happen a few times, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass when the car doesn't run or whatever, trying to get it back up and over that lip. So yeah, I added this to enable it to stop them rolling off. Yeah, the whole bloody front left hand spring pack was snapped clean in half. Like, it was the first time I'd ever seen something like that happen. But yeah, like as I was, you know, replacing that, because I had to do both front pairs to make it matched, I took the rears off as well, because I wanted to check all the bearings and make sure everything was good, and it was a good job I did, because the rear right hand spring pack, one of the leaves had actually cracked in 2 places. So I took the good spring pack from the right hand front and put it on the right hand rear, replaced both the fronts. When the spring pack dropped, the tyre ended up, like, I was only, what, maybe half a K from home when it happened, luckily. But when it dropped, the sidewall of the tyre rubbed on the inside of the guard. So I had to replace that tyre at minimum, but I only had 205/55s left. So I ended up replacing all 4 because the others were 215/60 or 65s, whatever they were. So yeah, it's got 4 new tyres, new for me. I bought a bulk pack of second-hand tyres for like $40 from an auction. There was like 45 tyres in there or something from memory. So I definitely got my money's worth out of that. But yeah, that's the car trailer. I'll show you the other things I've been doing. Been messing around on the boat, in the boat trailer. Rewired it because it had no wiring in it at all, no tail lights. It was far from legal, and considering it's not registered, I thought I'd better make it somewhat legal. Fitted up brand new springs under it, recentered the axle. The guards, I'm actually going to cut these ones off of my box trailer and fit them because they got the side braces there, which will make it really handy for getting up into the boat. Looked at the price of marine tail lights and went, nah, fuck that, fuck you very much. So I built these outriggers and mounted the tail lights up there, so when it goes in, like, it should only come up to about here, which means that the tail lights won't get in the water. Use the same tail lights again. $7 specials off of eBay, and added work lights so I can see what I'm doing at night. I can just twist them wherever. Just use a conventional number plate light, but I sealed the shit out of it with silicone, so hopefully water won't get in there. While I was waiting for parts, considering this thing was half pulled apart at the time, I started on the wiring, because all the wiring for this Mercury engine, the insulation is just absolutely fucked, falling apart. Look. It's just, yeah, rooted the whole lot. So I'm gonna have to rewire the whole thing. As you can see in the engine, someone's had a go at it in the past because it was all falling apart. Yeah, ran new battery cables, added a kill switch. I had a painless wiring harness left over from a project many moons ago, so I've recycled most of that into it. I don't know if you can see, it's pretty hard, but up under there is a fuse panel, and there's holes there to mount some relays, and then I've got this switch panel I'm going to mount up here, and have a few other switches to turn various things on and off. Got to mount the fuel tank and all that, but at the moment I'm just worried about getting the guards on this now that it's able to be moved again. I've repacked all the bearings while I had it sitting there. So yeah, next priority is get the guards off of that. onto that, and then I can get the boat out of here to my mates for storage, and then I can get the car trailer and go and get the car for the replacement motor for the wagon. So yeah, that's going to be the next priority. The weather's pretty shit at the moment. It's threatening to rain, and it is supposed to rain for the next 3 days. So yeah, I'll see what I can get done, considering I've got no undercover working space at the moment. It's very handy. But anyway, in the meantime, all of yous have a good one.